Hey everyone, it's me, KZ, and welcome back to my channel once again, where I am going to be talking to you today about what I think Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty can teach each other. So, right off the bat, we're showing some Assassin's Creed Origins gameplay here in the Gladiator arena, and there's a reason for that, because originally when I had concepted this video, I made the concepts for it about 2 months ago, and then out of sheer laziness and forgetfulness, I completely forgot to do it and didn't end up doing it. And up until now, and we have now received the Black Ops 4 reveals. So, as we may or may not know, the new map 9 is looking to be a really good map, but it also looks to have the Gladiator feels. So some of the original points I was going to talk about have seemingly been thought about by Treyarch already, and in the sense that what I was going to be talking about was that what Call of Duty should be able to learn from Assassin's Creed is that taking extra time to make your game will make a much better game. So what I mean by that is Assassin's Creed used to be a yearly release, just like Call of Duty. Now, their development cycles and stuff are a little bit misunderstood by their community, but we're not going to get into that. What usually happens is every single year a new Assassin's Creed game releases from differing Ubisoft developers. By that I mean the difference between Ubisoft Montreal, Ubisoft, San Francisco, or wherever. That is the difference between them. They're all still under Ubisoft. It's the same kind of concept as us having different developers develop it all underneath Activision. So that is kind of the idea here. Now, what I was going to say is that with Call of Duty, if we dropped one of the developers, or maybe took a year where we didn't post or didn't create a Call of Duty game and took a year off in between games, we might get better games out of it with a 4-year development cycle behind every single game, and then having each game in season last a little bit longer. Now, having said that, that was my original thoughts before we saw anything from Black Ops 4. Now we're seeing stuff from Black Ops 4, and it looks like it's jam-packed full. Now, you can accredit this mostly, in my opinion, to the fact that with how Treyarch is pretty much from the black sheep of the Call of Duty family to the golden child, and now with them being the golden child, most of their really more well-known and popular Call of Duty games, such as World at War through to Black Ops 3 even, have all had maybe about 2 years of real development behind them, in that they probably, from what I understand, they had certain concepts thought out, and then they just didn't end up getting the ability to do those until such a time as they ended up just basically being like, oh no, you got to change things, and then you only had 2 years left. Now, getting into that is now Treyarch's had the full 3 years to really develop the Black Ops 4, and look at where we're at. We're having 3 launch maps for Black Ops 4 Zombies, and the multiplayer looks amazing. We're getting a Battle Royale mode that I think is much more appealing than most of the other BRs. We're not going to get into all that. I've shared my thoughts on that already in a live stream previous to this video. But today we're going to be talking about how, there's now the context of the new map 9 and how it compares to this Gladiator kind of arena fighting that you see in Assassin's Creed. Now, obviously, the combat system is not going to quite be the same, given that Assassin's Creed is a third-person kind of game, and, Call of Duty is a first-person. And as well as we don't really have any details outside of what we saw at the reveal event that I know of. I mean, I definitely don't have any extra details. Some of the other bigger guys that were at the event might have some, but so far as I'm aware, they haven't really shared much of that type of information. Now, having said that, what I want to get to is that Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty can both learn from each other, because of the fact that the idea should and always will be, and what they say it is, but sometimes it doesn't feel like it, is about trying to make the best experience for the player, and trying to make things seem challenging but fun at the same time. And as you guys can probably see within this gameplay footage, I am way high level, and if I even recall correctly, I'm higher level than each of these brothers. But I am still not absolutely decimating them, but I'm not, you know, I'm not really struggling either at the same time. That's mostly just because my character in Assassin's Creed Origins is pretty well leveled up, and I'm pretty comfortable with the combat system. I was looking the other day when I actually was recording this, and I have a lot of time spent playing this game, like almost 3 days already, and I've only owned it for like a month, and that I can guarantee you, like, those 3 days of hours worth of play was pretty much like right away. And the biggest thing that I think Call of Duty should try and learn from Assassin's Creed is the exact, not so much issue, but kind of issue that I ran into when I was trying to record this gameplay footage, was that I went in and I honestly, I went to go and capture this footage, and I spent a good hour or more trying to figure out what I was going to do for this. Not just like trying to find this, but I had other things where I was like, oh, I want to go and do this really fast, and then it lasted forever. But anyway, guys, I wanted to show you guys some gameplay footage of the Gladiator systems that they have going on in Assassin's Creed, and it is when you first do it in the story mode, it is a little bit of a waves kind of thing. So that might be what we might end up seeing in the new map 9. Now, following this up here, we're going to actually get a little bit of we're going to get the 9 trailer. There's not going to be any audio. I'm going to be talking over it, and I'm going to be talking about what I think about this map, and how that it could actually be perhaps an ancient Egypt or kind of ancient cities kind of thing here. And the reason I wanted to do that was because of the fact that it looks like that, and most people have kind of been interpreting it very weirdly. So here's the trailer. We're going to get it rolling. Like I said, there's not going to be any audio. This part of it is kind of what I'm thinking is going to be the back and forth feel of this first map, and this might be our map that's more about the introduction and to new players kind of thing, and teaching us about the combat system and the fact of Easter eggs existing and going for a goal and stuff like that. Because it might be that we might go and do this in the intro cutscene, and then our goal throughout the Gladiator arena is not only to fight through the rounds and waves of the Gladiator arena, but also to try and maybe find another one of these and come back to this, and then Voyage of Despair or the Titanic map will follow that up. And we'll be talking about that and the Blood of the Dead map in our next video coming out later today. Now, this Gladiator arena thing looks really awesome, and I think it's really good, but the context for it is very odd, because everyone seems to think that it's going to be ancient Roman or just Roman times, which is definitely possible, but I feel as though from how Treyarch is saying, like, oh yeah, we're listening to the community, it might honestly be more like a ancient Egypt and that kind of feel that we get in Assassin's Creed Origins, because you can draw the comparisons between all these masked people and the masked antagonists that we have all throughout Assassin's Creed Origins if you've played it. If not, I'm probably going to be uploading lots more of that kind of gameplay, because I'm going to do another walkthrough now that I understand what I'm doing here with the game. As to add to this as well, if you look at the idol that he's holding here, it's very, very similar to a lot of the Egyptian sort of craftsmanship and symbolism and such. And we know that all these kind of sigils all over the guy's cloak in not only this trailer, but the trailer for the Voyage of Despair as well, is alchemy symbols. Now, these alchemy symbols are known to be all throughout the years, but a lot of it actually does stem from back in ancient Egyptian times, especially considering that we aren't too sure about what all it means. But the idea of using images to convey a message is not an alien concept. It's very, very common, actually, when it comes to studying stuff from Egypt. But all in all, I think that this map is going to be probably the most interesting to see what it's really all about, in the sense of like, are we really going to be fighting zombies in like almost like a mix between Skyrim and COD, where we have like the Skyrim-esque weapons and fighting that way? It's going to be interesting, and I'm really excited. And all in all, I think Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed need to try and take some notes from one another in the departments of trying to make their games as much about their fans and what they know their fans enjoy, as opposed to rushing them out and making yearly content. And if I was to guess as to a studio that would be dropped if Call of Duty was to do that, I would think that it would be Infinity Ward, given that their last 2 entries were a little bit questionable at best. But having said all that, guys and girls, I do hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think about all this stuff down below and on Twitter and all that good stuff. And thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you're as excited as I am for Black Ops 4. And be on the lookout for beta stuff and all that good stuff coming your way on the channel here. Thank you so much, and have a good one.